Welcome, beautiful Sigma ladies. The smartest people in the room are usually the ones pretending not to care. And if you've ever met a Sigma female, you already know she has turned that skill into an Olympic sport. While everyone else is busy trying to look intelligent, she quietly is intelligent, in ways most people never notice until it's too late. Here's a fact psychologists rarely highlight. People with high social pattern recognition can predict human behavior with up to 80% accuracy. Sigma females fall into this zone effortlessly, not because they're psychic, but because their brains run on a completely different operating system. She sees what everyone else edits out. She connects dots the average mind doesn't even know exist. And she does all this while looking like she's just minding her business, or trying to figure out why everyone around her is exhausting for no reason. What makes her truly unpredictable, and honestly, a bit hilarious, is that she hides her intelligence so well, most people assume she's quiet or reserved. They don't realize she's silently decoding their life choices, their insecurities, their motives, and possibly wondering why humans say, "I'm fine," when clearly they're about to explode. Today, we're diving into the hidden IQ secrets of Sigma females, the side of their mind no one sees, no one understands, and no one fully survives once they do. Buckle up, this isn't just intelligence, it's intelligence with stealth mode activated. Number 1. Her IQ peaks in chaos. A Sigma female thrives when the world around her is unraveling. Most people panic, stumble over decisions, or freeze entirely when life gets unpredictable. But her brain doesn't just stay calm. It accelerates. Chaos is not a threat, it's her arena. She can analyze, process, and maneuver through disorder with a precision that seems almost unfair to those caught in the storm. When deadlines collide, emotions flare, or crises emerge, she doesn't react impulsively. Instead, she observes the patterns forming in the chaos, understanding the rules that others fail to notice, and then uses them to her advantage. Her mind works differently under pressure. Where others see noise, she sees structure. Where others see risk, she sees opportunity. The chaos acts like fuel for her cognitive engine, pushing her to solve problems faster and anticipate moves before anyone else even realizes there's a problem. She can dissect situations with surgical accuracy, separating emotion from fact, and isolating variables that most people wouldn't even consider. This isn't stress tolerance, it's an innate ability to think clearer and act smarter when the environment is most unpredictable. People often misread her calm as indifference, but it's a strategic silence. She's quietly cataloging weaknesses, advantages, and possibilities, all while everyone else is overwhelmed by the noise. This gives her a silent dominance. She doesn't need to assert control because she already knows how things will unfold, and she can navigate without anyone noticing. The brilliance of this is that chaos doesn't just bring out her intelligence, it amplifies it. Ordinary situations don't challenge her mind the same way, so she often looks unremarkable until the storm hits. That's when her true edge becomes clear, and people realize they've underestimated her. In a world where uncertainty is the only constant, a Sigma female doesn't just survive the chaos. She thrives, she adapts, and she turns disorder into a launch pad for insight, strategy, and dominance. Her IQ doesn't just survive under pressure, it peaks, leaving everyone else scrambling to keep up while she quietly sets the rules for the game. Number 2. She doesn't compete. Competition competes with her. A Sigma female doesn't need to chase competition because her very presence changes the game. She operates on a level where traditional rivalry doesn't apply. People around her might scramble, argue, or strategize to get ahead, but she exists in a sphere where their efforts are almost irrelevant. Her energy, her mindset, and the way she carries herself naturally set a benchmark that others measure themselves against without even realizing it. Competitors don't see her as someone to surpass. They instinctively feel the pressure of her quiet authority, and their attempts to compete often end up exposing their weaknesses rather than challenging her. She's not loud about her victories, and she rarely announces her accomplishments. Her strength is subtle, but it's undeniable. People who try to impose their agendas, outshine her or undermine her, find themselves unconsciously mimicking her, adjusting their moves to align with hers, or burning energy on strategies that don't work because they're operating on a different wavelength. She's already 10 steps ahead, but she doesn't flaunt it. The competition reacts to her, not the other way around. This is why her influence is so disorienting. It's effortless, almost invisible, and yet it reshapes the environment around her. She doesn't feel the need to dominate through force or aggression. Her dominance is built into her way of thinking, her decision-making, and her interactions. Those who try to compete often end up looking frantic, desperate, or simply exhausted, while she maintains calm, composure, and clarity. Her advantage lies in her detachment from the need to win. That detachment makes her unpredictable. People expect competition to be active and visible, but with her, it's silent and indirect. By refusing to compete conventionally, she forces others to compete with themselves and against invisible rules she's already mastered. In essence, she doesn't participate in the rat race. She reshapes it, and in doing so, she sets the standard. Her presence is not just powerful. It's magnetic, disarming, and inescapable. The world doesn't move her. It moves around her, often without anyone noticing until she's already miles ahead. Number 3. She's immune to social currencies. A Sigma female doesn't play by the rules that everyone else assumes are necessary for success or acceptance. Popularity, status, validation, or approval hold almost no power over her. While the average person constantly calculates likes, compliments, and social rankings, she operates completely outside that system. She doesn't need approval to feel worthy, recognition to feel competent, or clicks to feel secure. This independence makes her unpredictable and in many ways untouchable, because the levers that move other people don't affect her at all. Her intelligence shows in the way she evaluates social dynamics without becoming a part of them. She notices how people manipulate appearances, chase attention, or use superficial gestures to gain influence, and she doesn't fall for it. This isn't arrogance or disdain, it's clarity. She understands that relying on social currencies makes others vulnerable, and she prefers to operate in a space where her value isn't measured by what anyone else thinks. This immunity gives her a freedom few ever experience. While others get caught in games of comparison or struggle to climb invisible ladders, she moves on her own path with precision. People often mistake her calm detachment for aloofness or indifference, but in reality, she is fully aware of social systems. She simply refuses to let them dictate her actions. She engages selectively and strategically only when it serves her purpose or aligns with her values, not because she needs social approval. This detachment also amplifies her influence. Those who are obsessed with social validation can become predictable, making it easy for her to navigate and manipulate situations without resorting to force or competition. She doesn't need to compete for attention because her presence commands it naturally, and she doesn't need approval because she has already approved herself. The world may attempt to pressure her with social norms and expectations, but she passes through them untouched, operating by her own rules. Her immunity to social currencies isn't just a trait. It's a weapon, a superpower, and one of the most understated yet potent signs of her intelligence. Number 4. She learns people faster than she learns skills. A Sigma female's intelligence is not measured by how many skills she can acquire or how many degrees she holds, but by how quickly she deciphers people. While most are focused on improving themselves or accumulating knowledge, she is constantly scanning, analyzing, and understanding human behavior. Her mind treats people like intricate puzzles, each action, hesitation, or slip revealing patterns that most wouldn't notice for years. She doesn't just observe, she absorbs subtleties, reads intentions, and predicts reactions in ways that seem almost uncanny to those around her. Her ability to read people gives her a strategic edge in nearly every aspect of life. In social situations, she quickly identifies who can be trusted, who is manipulative, and who is simply unpredictable. In professional environments, she sees the unspoken dynamics of power, influence, and hidden agendas faster than anyone else. She can navigate complex interactions effortlessly because she has already mapped out the likely outcomes before anyone else even realizes there is a problem. This talent isn't just about noticing behavior, it's about connecting the dots in a way that builds a complete picture of someone's character. While people may focus on learning a new skill or acquiring information, she prioritizes understanding how humans function, because mastering people is far more powerful than mastering a technique. She knows that once she understands someone, she can anticipate their decisions, leverage their strengths, and even influence their choices subtly without confrontation. Her insight is rarely obvious, which makes it all the more potent. People underestimate her because she doesn't broadcast her observations, and by the time they realize she knows more about them than they know about themselves, she has already positioned herself advantageously. Learning skills is important, but learning people is her secret weapon. It's a skill that compounds itself. The faster she understands people, the faster she can navigate the world, manipulate circumstances to her advantage, and maintain control without anyone noticing. In the game of life, this ability to decode people faster than anything else makes her intelligence almost untouchable. Number 5, she uses emotional minimalism to stay 10 steps ahead. A Sigma female doesn't let emotions run her life the way most people do. While others get tangled in drama, jealousy, or overthinking, she operates on a level where emotions are tools, not traps. She doesn't suppress feelings completely, but she filters them, keeping only what serves her purpose. This emotional minimalism allows her to think clearly, act decisively, and maintain control in situations where others would stumble under the weight of their own reactions. Her ability to manage emotions isn't about being cold or detached, it's about precision. She knows that excessive emotional investment clouds judgment, slows decision-making, and creates vulnerabilities that others can exploit. By keeping her emotional responses lean and deliberate, she creates mental space to observe, analyze, and strategize. She notices patterns, predicts behavior, and positions herself advantageously without anyone realizing how calculated her actions are. This skill makes her unpredictable and powerful. People assume that emotions will dictate behavior in high-pressure situations, but she turns that expectation on its head. While others react impulsively to frustration, fear, or excitement, she responds strategically, often making moves that seem effortless or almost preternatural. Her calm, measured approach forces others to miscalculate, underestimate, or even reveal their intentions without realizing it. Emotional minimalism also gives her resilience. She doesn't carry grudges unnecessarily, nor does she allow setbacks to derail her focus. Instead, she channels energy into forward motion, keeping her goals and strategies clear. This creates a mental advantage few can match. While the world gets caught up in chaos, she navigates it with clarity and purpose. The brilliance of this approach is that it compounds. The less she reacts emotionally, the more information she can process. The more she processes, the smarter her decisions become. In essence, Her intelligence is amplified by restraint. Emotional minimalism is not just a habit, it is a strategic superpower that allows her to stay 10 steps ahead, manipulate situations subtly, and maintain dominance in a world where most people are controlled by what they feel rather than what they know. Number 6. Her real genius is invisible until someone tests her. A Sigma. Female's intelligence is rarely obvious at first glance. She doesn't need to showcase her brilliance or prove herself to anyone, and that's exactly what makes her dangerous in the most captivating way. People often underestimate her, seeing her calm demeanor, quiet confidence, or selective engagement as a sign that she's ordinary. But beneath that composed exterior lies a mind that observes, analyzes, and strategizes with incredible precision. Her genius isn't performative, it's strategic, subtle, and highly effective. The truly extraordinary part is that her intelligence reveals itself only when challenged. When someone crosses her, underestimates her, or tries to manipulate her, she doesn't react impulsively. Instead, she assesses the situation, measures the person, and chooses the exact moment to act. That's when her real power becomes visible. Every move she makes is deliberate, every word calculated, and every outcome engineered to perfection. People often walk away stunned, wondering how she anticipated every possibility without seeming to try at all. Her invisible genius is also her shield. By keeping her intelligence hidden, she avoids unnecessary attention, envy, or conflict. This allows her to operate in freedom, while others expend energy trying to assert dominance or control. When someone finally triggers her, they discover that the quiet, reserved woman they dismissed has a mental arsenal they couldn't have imagined. It's a combination of strategy, patience, and acute observation that makes her virtually untouchable in situations that would overwhelm most people. This ability isn't about ego or power for its own sake. It's about survival, efficiency, and mastery. She doesn't need to broadcast her intelligence because her results speak louder than words ever could. The timing of her brilliance, appearing only when tested, amplifies its impact and leaves a lasting impression that few ever forget. Her mind is like a hidden engine, always running, always processing, but only revealing its full force when it matters most. That's what makes her genius invisible, formidable, and unforgettable. Number 7. She reads motives faster than words. A Sigma female doesn't just listen to what people say, she sees the intentions behind the words. While most people are focused on conversations, small talk, or appearances, she's analyzing patterns, energy shifts, and subtle cues that reveal the truth. Her mind works like a high-speed processor, scanning for inconsistencies, hidden agendas, and unspoken desires. She can tell within moments whether someone is being honest, manipulative, or hiding something, and she does it without needing anyone to explain themselves. This ability gives her a silent advantage in every interaction. Negotiations, friendships, business deals, or even casual encounters become exercises in observation and analysis. She can read a person's motives before they even consciously recognize them, which allows her to respond with precision rather than reaction. She rarely falls for deception because she has already detected the cracks in the other person's behavior. People might think they are being clever or subtle, but she notices the tiniest misalignments between words, tone, and body language. Her skill isn't about being suspicious or paranoid, it's about understanding people on a deeper level. She sees patterns in behavior that most overlook, connecting past actions to likely future choices. This insight gives her the power to anticipate problems, avoid traps, and make decisions that keep her ahead. It's not just intelligence, it's human code mastery. The speed at which she reads motives makes her incredibly hard to manipulate. People who try to hide their intentions often end up revealing them unintentionally because she notices what they don't mean to show. She also uses this understanding strategically. By recognizing motives quickly, she can guide conversations, influence outcomes, or maintain control without appearing controlling or forceful. Ultimately, her ability to read motives faster than words allows her to navigate the social world with an unmatched clarity. She sees truth where others see confusion, motives where others see politeness, and opportunity where others see chaos. This is the kind of intelligence that doesn't announce itself, but when it's revealed, it leaves people stunned, wondering how she knew so much without them ever saying a word. Number 8. Her IQ shows in what she doesn't react to. One of the most striking traits of a Sigma female is how her intelligence often hides in plain sight, revealed not by what she does, but by what she chooses to ignore. While most people believe that reactions define insight or power, she operates on an entirely different principle. Her ability to remain unshaken, calm, or seemingly indifferent in situations where others would overreact is not laziness or apathy, it's calculated observation. By withholding reaction, she absorbs more information, understands motives more clearly, and positions herself to act when the moment truly matters. Her silence and restraint are like a magnifying glass on human behavior. When others are flustered, defensive, or impulsive, she can see the patterns beneath the chaos. Arguments, insults, attempts at manipulation, and social pressures don't rattle her because she recognizes their actual value, almost none. People around her often mistake this for disinterest or detachment, never realizing that every ignored provocation is being processed, analyzed, and filed in her mental map of the situation. Her intelligence isn't about responding fastest, it's about responding perfectly at the exact moment that counts. This selective engagement makes her incredibly hard to manipulate. People who rely on emotional reactions, guilt, or social pressure as leverage find that their tactics fall flat. Their frustration only confirms her insight into their behavior, revealing more than words ever could. The less she reacts, the more she understands, and the more control she gains over the environment and the people in it. Her skill in non-reaction also creates a subtle authority. Others instinctively sense that she is observing rather than participating, which shifts power toward her without a single forceful act. This is intelligence in action, quiet, invisible, and devastatingly effective. The genius of her mind is often invisible because she doesn't advertise it, but it becomes undeniable when people realize that everything they tried to provoke or influence her with has already been anticipated, understood, and neutralized. Her IQ doesn't shout. It waits, watches, and reveals itself only when it matters most. Number 9, she processes people's flaws as data, not judgments. A Sigma female has a rare and subtle intelligence that most people completely misunderstand. While the average person reacts emotionally to someone's flaws, mistakes, or weaknesses, she treats them as information to be analyzed. Every hesitation, contradiction, or misstep is data that she collects and interprets. She doesn't gossip, mock, or judge impulsively. She quietly notes what a flaw reveals about a person's patterns, motivations, and limitations. This approach allows her to navigate relationships, workplaces, and social situations with surgical precision. Her mind doesn't get distracted by annoyance or frustration. If someone is deceitful, insecure, or unreliable, she doesn't immediately respond with anger or resentment. Instead, she observes, categorizes, and uses the insight to make better decisions. She can anticipate how that person will behave in future situations, predict their weaknesses, and adjust her approach accordingly. This is not manipulation for manipulation's sake. It's strategic understanding. She knows that reacting emotionally only clouds judgment, whereas analyzing flaws objectively gives her a distinct advantage. Because she processes flaws as data, She also sees the hidden value in people that others overlook. She can recognize potential, resilience, or opportunity, even in those with apparent shortcomings, knowing exactly how to interact in ways that maximize results. This makes her interactions highly efficient. She never wastes time guessing, reacting blindly, or being caught off guard by behavior she has already decoded internally. This skill gives her an almost invisible control over situations. People might think she's tolerant, indifferent, or easygoing, but in reality, she has mapped the strengths and weaknesses of everyone around her. She uses this knowledge subtly to influence outcomes, protect herself from harm, and leverage situations to her advantage. By treating flaws as data instead of judgments, she transforms human imperfection into a tool rather than a liability. Her intelligence doesn't demand recognition. It quietly calculates, predicts, and positions her above the noise of emotional reactions, making her one of the most observant and strategically formidable people in any room. Number 10. She predicts behavior by watching what you avoid. A Sigma female has a rare kind of intelligence that most people never notice until it's too late. While others pay attention to what people chase, desire, or loudly proclaim, she focuses on what they avoid. She knows that avoidance is far more revealing than action. The things people sidestep, deny, or fear often show their true priorities, insecurities, and hidden motivations. By observing these patterns, she can predict behavior with astonishing accuracy, long before anyone else realizes what's happening. Her mind is constantly analyzing gaps and absences. If someone hesitates to confront an issue, avoid responsibility, or sidestep a truth, she sees it as a critical data point. These moments of avoidance are like cracks in a structure, and she reads them as a blueprint of how that person thinks, what drives them, and where they are vulnerable. While most people are busy interpreting actions and words at face value, she is piecing together the real map beneath the surface, gaining insights that others would spend months trying to figure out. This ability gives her a powerful advantage in every area of life. She can anticipate reactions, prepare for challenges, and influence outcomes without the other person realizing it. When she acts, it often appears intuitive or even uncanny, but it's the result of careful observation and deep understanding. People are shocked when she predicts their moves or exposes hidden motives because they assume that avoiding a topic or action makes it invisible, not realizing that she's paying attention to exactly what they think they're hiding. Her insight doesn't rely on confrontation or force. She quietly watches, absorbs, and calculates, letting others reveal themselves through the very things they try to escape. This makes her not only perceptive, but almost untouchable. By understanding what people avoid, she navigates complex social dynamics, personal relationships, and professional situations with a precision that seems effortless. Her intelligence doesn't need to be loud. It works silently, using absence and avoidance as her most reliable guide to human behavior. Number 11. She doesn't argue. She rearranges your reality. A Sigma female has a unique kind of intelligence that doesn't rely on loud arguments, debates, or forceful persuasion. She doesn't need to convince people through volume or aggression, because her mind works on a deeper, more subtle level. Instead of arguing, she restructures the way others perceive reality without them even noticing. She introduces ideas, questions, or observations in ways that shift perspectives, forcing people to see things differently and often arrive at conclusions she already anticipated. It's not manipulation in the petty sense. It's strategic realignment, a mental precision few can recognize until it's too late. Her conversations are rarely confrontational, yet they carry enormous weight. She understands that most arguments are rooted in ego, emotional reaction, or a need to be right. Engaging on that level is inefficient. Instead, she observes, listens, and drops insights that subtly disrupt assumptions. By the time someone realizes their thinking has changed, it often feels like their own discovery, making her influence invisible yet incredibly effective. She guides minds without forcing them, bending perceptions without them feeling bent. This ability gives her a quiet dominance. People underestimate her because they confuse silence with passivity or calmness with weakness. But when she chooses to act, her logic and timing are impeccable. She can expose contradictions, reveal truths, and shift dynamics without raising her voice. Those around her often leave conversations feeling like they've come to new realizations on their own, unaware that she orchestrated the entire mental shift. Her power comes from patience and observation. She doesn't need to win arguments in the traditional sense, because her intelligence allows her to win minds without a fight. This is why she is so hard to outmaneuver. By avoiding direct confrontation, she maintains control, preserves energy, and leaves others scrambling to catch up. Her brilliance is invisible until it reshapes the world around her, demonstrating that real power isn't about proving who's right. It's about quietly arranging reality so that everyone else unknowingly aligns with her vision. Number 12. Her independence is not personality. It's strategy. A sigma, female's independence is often misunderstood as a personality trait, a quirk, or simply a preference for solitude. In reality, it's a deliberate strategy designed to protect her mind, energy, and freedom. She doesn't isolate herself because she dislikes people or craves attention. She isolates herself because being entangled in the noise of others' expectations, demands, and social dramas slows her down. Her independence gives her clarity, focus, and control over her life in ways most people can't even comprehend. She navigates the world on her own terms, while others feel pressure to conform, impress, or align with societal norms. She operates outside those frameworks, and that gives her a unique advantage. Her choices are not reactive, they're intentional. By keeping herself separate from the mental clutter and emotional chaos that distracts most people, she maintains an edge that allows her to observe, analyze, and act with precision. She sees patterns in human behavior that others miss, anticipates moves before they happen, and positions herself to benefit from situations without being caught in the web of social obligations. Her independence also makes her unpredictable. People often try to influence or control her, not realizing that her detachment isn't resistance, it's strategy. She engages when it serves her purpose, contributes when it aligns with her goals, and withdraws when it doesn't. This selective engagement keeps her energy intact and her decisions sharp. She doesn't need approval, validation, or guidance because she has already built a system of self-reliance that powers her intelligence and autonomy. In essence, her independence is a weapon disguised as a lifestyle choice. It allows her to operate freely, make superior decisions, and maintain control over her environment. It's not about being aloof or detached. It's about being efficient, strategic, and untouchable in a world where dependence on others can quickly erode power. Her independence isn't just who she is. It's the secret framework that amplifies her intelligence, strengthens her resilience, and ensures she always stays ahead of everyone trying to play by rules she doesn't even need to follow. The hidden IQ of Sigma females isn't something flashy or loud. It's a quiet, almost invisible force that shapes every interaction, every decision, and every outcome around them. From reading motives faster than words, to predicting behavior through what people avoid, to thriving in chaos while others crumble, their intelligence operates on a level most will never fully grasp. Every choice they make, every silence they hold, every calculated observation is a testament to a mind that thinks 10 steps ahead, not for recognition, but for mastery. What sets them apart is not just their ability to process information or understand people, it's the way they turn human behavior into a map, a guide, and even a shield. They don't chase validation, compete for attention, or argue for dominance. Instead, they rearrange reality around themselves, turning subtle observations into unparalleled influence. Their independence is not a personality quirk, it's a strategic tool. Their emotional restraint is not coldness, it's a weapon of clarity. And their real genius? It remains invisible until tested, revealing a power so precise and effective that it leaves everyone else scrambling to catch up. Sigma females teach us that true intelligence isn't measured by loud displays or accolades. It's measured by the depth of insight, the subtlety of strategy, and the quiet command over oneself and one's environment. They are masters of the unseen, rulers of dynamics most never notice, and operators of influence that doesn't demand recognition. Understanding them is not just fascinating. It's a masterclass in human behavior, strategy, and the hidden power of intellect. If you found these insights extraordinary, mind-opening, or even a little unsettling, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss content like this. Drop a comment below sharing which Sigma female trait shocked you the most, and share this video with anyone who needs to understand the hidden genius of these incredible minds. Your engagement helps us bring even more in-depth, exclusive insights into the minds of the rarest personalities out there.